Hey guys, Jay here. This is the bad install PSA part 2. Don't get too excited. The saber in question that we were talking about the first time still needs to be finished. Unfortunately, I was waiting on some parts, and I did get the chassis in yesterday, and was looking at it this morning, and it's bent and cracked. So we'll be asking Shapeways for a reprint of this guy, and this just furthers kind of the message that I was trying to talk about on the first PSA, which is you just don't send out bad installs or shoddy work. And part of that is if you get something, a part in that's got some damage on it. This thing's got a little hairline crack in it. You don't pass something like that off to a client who's paying for it. So to follow up on our video from last week, things kind of blew up a little bit online, in Facebook, specifically in the Vault Facebook group. We had a representative from the installer that did the saber come in, and things got a little heated. There was a lot of big names jumped in on it, commenting. A little mudslinging being thrown around, accusations, but ultimately, the owner of the saber came in and showed receipts and pictures of things and chat logs, stuff like that, that really backed up the overall story. So that was kind of, I don't want to say it was fun. I mean, it was definitely popcorn worthy, but it furthers the point that, especially in this hobby, I think right now, customer service and client side facing services are of utmost important. Having some integrity is extremely important as well. That if you do have a problem with something that you've sent off to somebody, at the very least, you should say, hey, you know what, I'm going to look into this for you. And see what the problem is and try and make it right. We all make mistakes. Things happen. I've had sabers go out that have been damaged during shipping. I had one that looked like the postal service had opened it up and broken some stuff. And even simple things. Just so some of these sabers that go out, they're a little delicate. Little crystal chambers on the end, things like that. It doesn't take too much to break something, and being somebody who's very service oriented towards my customers and clients and just people in general. Anybody who accidentally breaks something, speaker falls off, whatever, it's just send it back. I'll take care of it. I'll fix it for you. Send it back, because I want you to have a good product at the end of the day, and I want you to be happy with what you have. And I think there's a lot of other people in this hobby that share that same passion, that do the exact same thing. So it's not just me. What I'm trying to say is there's a lot of really good people in this hobby that unfortunately the few tend to overshadow right now. So again, do your homework. Ask around, talk to people. Get on social media. Learn a little bit. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up. Did want to show a little bit of progress. So this is the K4 that was in question. So we're gonna do this guy up a little bit. So he's getting so we got our Sloth Furnace Revenge of the Sith card up here. We've got a stamped clamp. Sorry about that. It's my dog. Had a little humor into the video. Anyway, obviously we'll be putting a full chassis in there. Not this one, but when we get a non-damaged one from Shapeways printed up and sent in. So that's kind of where we are now. Probably be about another week or so before that saber's finished, which I'll do a full reveal on, and hopefully we can get some kind of before and after comparisons. We're not putting a crystal chamber in this one. This is the crystal chamber I pulled out of it. It's just flimsy plastic stuff. Typically for a saber like this, usually do a 3D printed crystal chamber. I have done some scratch build chambers for sabers with that small diameter. Is an example of one. These are done out of copper and brass. But regardless of what kind of crystal chamber you put into a saber like that, they do tend to be very fragile. So if somebody's spending a lot of money on something like that, you would expect you invest some time and effort into putting forth a good chamber and a good overall product. So anyway, that's where we're at. I just want to do a little follow up for everybody. So hopefully people are kind of learning from this a little bit, and for the installers out there, hopefully the message is coming through. I know I'm friends with the vast majority of you guys, and I think all the people that I know that do this, whether we call them a smith, a true smith, where they actually make one-off custom hilts, or they're an installer builder, they're making fonts, whatever. I think most of the people that I know are really stand-up, really good people who have a huge passion around this, and they do amazing work. I look at some of the other installers out there and some of the work that they put out, and I admire it. I look at it and try and learn from it as well. Grab ideas and things, but it boggles my mind sometimes, just the level of talent that's out there. So there's a lot of really good folks out there. So for those of you again that are looking to get a saber installed or saber built or something, do your homework, shop around a little bit. Make sure you're talking to somebody that feels like they're gonna give you the level of customer service that you deserve for paying for something like this, and they're upfront and honest. They got integrity. If it's going to take 6 months to build something, they should tell you that up front. If it's going to take, if they can turn around and do it in 4 weeks, then great. But at the same time, you should expect quality too. I'd love to say you get what you pay for, but our last video I did, I think, kind of disproved that a little bit. But I don't think anybody who's been doing this with any sort of passion or anything is going to grossly overcharge you. Obviously, we're gonna charge what we think our time is worth. But I don't think there's anybody out there that's actually in any way, shape, or form has got integrity in this hobby, or does this professionally, that is gonna overcharge you and give you a bunch of crap basically in return. Anyway, so that's where we're at. Hope everybody's again learned from this, and we move forward as a community, and we get some really good sabers out there. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to this Saber Forge contest that Phil put out. I've actually got my beginning of my entry sitting over here. So anyway, talk to y'all later.